You are in a prison cell. It's been about a month since you were arrested in the burning temple. Only Mythras knows where Tara's gone off to. Your prison cell is warm, the air's stuffy. There's a small vent letting the sunlight in.
I look up through the vent, as I always do. Feel the sun on my face. I call out to the neighboring cell. Hey, hanging in there today?
A gruff voice answers you. Yeah, same old, same old.
Yeah. I lean back and look back up at the sunlight. Yeah. I reckon I might be here the rest of my life. What do you think your odds are?
The voice calls out. Well, I'm only here for petty thievery, so I couldn't be in here for too much longer. I'm thinking I'll get home before the holidays.
I respond, hey, listen, Mark, I know you always, you're real understanding when I tell you about how I got here, but do you really believe I was innocent?
He chuckles. Lucius, I don't think anyone cares how innocent you are. I think that Mythras tried to smite you with a lightning bolt.
I let out a laugh. You're right. At least we're able to laugh at it.
A loud bang comes from the entrance to the cells. All right, shut the chatter. Mealtime. Guard walks in with some trays of the usual slop. Mark.
I scoot back to the back of the cell.
Mark, here you go. The clatter of the tray as it lands inside the cell. The guard walks up to your cell, looks at you with disgust.
I say, come on, officer, I just need the meal. Let's not make a thing of it today.
He looks at you and then looks at the meal. He sighs. All right. It's getting kind of old after a month anyways. He puts the meal down and slides it into your cell. He half turns away before looking back. You know, you might have a lot more company in here soon. I heard news that there's a large convoy on its way to Kopesh.
I lift up my head. Is that so?
Yeah, if the stories are true, then Meeros may not be the strong city that it used to be. He begins walking out.
I crawl towards the bars and grab them. Wait, what's going on in Meeros? Has Meeros been attacked? I need to know.
He turns around. Oh yeah, I guess there's no way you really could have heard. I'm not sure what's true or not, but I've heard that apparently the giant statue of Mythras came alive and shut the city gates himself.
He what? Came alive?
That's what the stories say. The entire city was in turmoil, burning, and I don't know what's going on.
Okay. I slide my hands down the bars, let them drop to my sides. Okay, and I crawl over to my meal and start eating with my hands.
The guard looks at you. Yeah, anyway, like I said, you might have some more company. I always like Kopesh better anyways, he says as he walks out. The door shuts behind him. Mark calls out, You really believe that, Lucius?
Wipe my face. It kind of feels like he's just making fun of me. I don't know, trying to make me worry. But, as you know, strange things have happened recently. An earthquake, a lightning bolt, and now this. I shift my position on the floor. I lean on my elbow and say to Mark, I wonder how much of this is my doing. I don't think of myself as that important, but everything's starting to happen now.
Mark
I don't know more.
chews loudly, smacking his gums. His mouth is full as he speaks to you. Well, didn't you say you were trying to do the Queen's business or something?
Yeah. Actually, keep that down, Mark. I scoot over to his side of the wall closest to his cell, and say in a lower voice, I actually was here on the Queen's business. I'm surprised she hasn't come here to help me out, but I guess she wanted to keep it a secret that badly.
If the stories are true that the guard was saying, then I wonder if the Queen's even in power anymore. Besides, why do you want me to keep this all hush hush? It's not like you're getting out of here.
I sigh. Mark, I don't have much hope, but I have to hang on to a little bit because there are people who used to depend on me. And if there's a chance that I ever get out of here, I have to hang on for that. I take another bite, keep my strength up.
Mark yawns loudly. Well, like you said, they used to depend on you. I'm not sure how much you got to look forward to now, but I'm gonna go lay down. There's not much to do in here anyways. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
All right, Mark. I finish my meal, put the plate by the bars, and scoot back to the backside of my cell. Looking up at the sunlight again.
The sun descends until it's dark outside. The moon is only a sliver. The door to your cell quarters opens, and a figure is being dragged in by one of the guards.
I lift my head up. I had my head in my hand, so I wipe my eyes and look up. Oh, who's this?
Two other guards walk in behind the first guard, dragging the prisoner. Which cell should we put him in? The superior looks at him, looks at your two cells. Uh, Go ahead and throw her in this one. He points towards your cell. Mark's getting out in not too long. I don't really want to ruin his stay. Two of the guards approach your cell, one of them dragging the prisoner. They look at you, trying to see if you're still awake. One of them spouts off. Stand back, prisoner.
I go to the back corner, sit down.
One of the guards unlatches the cell door and opens it, while the other shoves the prisoner inside. The prisoner's covered in mud and chains. The cell door slams behind them, the click of the keys. The guards walk away, talking about what they're going to do for fun tonight.
I look up at the prisoner. I just stare at her.
She looks at you and says, figures I get thrown in here. Who are you?
I scratch the beard that I've been growing for the past month. You haven't heard about me? My name's Lucius. And you?
Her eyes widen. Lucius? She kind of straightens up. Difficult to sit up because of the chains. I do know you. My sister told me all about you. It's me, Anathane.
I stop scratching my beard. You're anything. I've heard so much about you as well.
She looks at you. Well, only good thing, I hope. I wish I could have met you under better circumstances.
I reply, same here. What happened? How did you get thrown in here with me?
A lot's happened, Lucius. Somehow, some soldiers from the Queen apprehended Kara and murdered her in the temple of Mythras back in Meeros. Um,
Oh, let out a sigh. I guess I shouldn't be surprised.
he looks at you. I mean, it sounds surprising to me. It was quite a shock. Why aren't you surprised?
I look up at her, look her straight in the eyes, because I was the one who was supposed to kill her, but I didn't go through with it. What have you heard about me exactly?
Well, all I've heard about you was from Kara. She told me how you worked so hard to exonerate me. I guess it makes sense that you didn't go through with killing her.
I look down again. Yes, it was a struggle between duty and friendship and other things. You see, I felt the pressure from. I wanted it to make it look like I was following the Queen's orders. You see anything? I was worried if I didn't, if something would happen to my family. So I tried to make a fake attempt. But when I went into the temple to make that fake attempt, I guess my Mythras didn't take too kindly to it. Yeah, threw a bolt of light from the sky and set the whole temple on fire. I barely managed to survive. Was almost incinerated, but no explanation I gave satisfied the guards.
Well, it makes sense now why Mythras reacted so with so much force. I mean, Kara being slain in his own temple. I can't imagine. But Mythras must be on our side. It can't be chance. that we're both here in this cell together.
I look up at her. I'm not sure if I know about all that fate or not. Sometimes I feel like Mythras is just angry. It just takes out his vengeance. That's the one thing I know about Mythras. Scratch my beard again.
Well, I believe in fate. On the ship ride over here, there wasn't much for me to do, but one of the crew was kind enough to give me a book to read, and it told of the Oracle of Araxis. It's a seer said to possess divine foresight, but
You
that's
said
what
the Oracle of
Araxis.
Araxis.
And even better, the book said that this oracle is really only like a day's journey from Kopesh. If we can escape our cell, then maybe the oracle would be able to give us some guidance.
Uh, Anything. Come here. Speak slowly if you're going to talk about escaping. I let out a breath. Anyway, if I were to escape, I don't know if I go to an oracle. I'd try to find my family, make sure they're safe.
She
But
looks at you, her eyes soft, her brows kind of furrow. Honestly, Lucius, I'm not sure how many people survived Meeros.
so I say, can you tell me again what exactly you know about Meeros? I think it was the Kara was captured and slain by the queen and her men, and Mycirus, his idol, came to life and shut the gates, and the city is under attack or something.
The city was, I mean, there was a great earthquake, there was flames engulfing it. The avatar of Mycirus was trampling through it until it got to the gate, and just like you said, it shut the gate and standing guard outside of it. The only way we escaped was on the ships and barges in the port.
So you escaped, and then
She
why were you
chuckles.
thrown in here again?
I don't know how much I escaped. I was uh, in the ports with the other Scarlet Spears. We were trying to keep the peace. There was like unrest, a riot happening, and then once the earthquake and the flames and everything happened, uh, everything just kind of broke loose. I was captured by the, the city guard, I guess, because I mean, with my Mycirus destroying the city and me and my sister's connection to him, I was captured and chained and dragged along.
See, I see. I just sit for a moment. Well, anything. I apologize for your sister. I wish I had a better plan. I should have. I should have just been forthright with her about everything. Snuck her off somewhere. So I failed everyone.
He looks at you. Well, don't get so down. We really do. I believe we have a chance to turn this around. She kind of uh, slides towards you as best she can. First thing we need to do is get these chains off of me. They're pretty rusted, honestly, but I couldn't break out of them myself. Do you think you could help?
I look at her. I've been in here a month in these chains. If if I knew a way to escape, I would have done it already. But I mean, I'll try.
Luckily, they bound my hand, but they didn't gag me or anything. I have I learned a couple things from Kara. Just a second. She incants and prays the holy prayers of Mycirus, and you feel your body invigorated, empowered. And the thing says, "Okay, now try breaking your chains. Go for it."
There's just one chain on my left ankle. I grab it, pull with all my might.
Make an easy brawn roll.
I pull, and a chain like snaps in half. Oh, oh my god, that felt amazing. I scoot over to her. Here, let me try again on yours. And I pull on one of hers.
Go ahead, make another brawn roll. Same difficulty.
Pulling and pulling, and I feel a pain in my shoulder muscle. Ah, sorry, I must have been weakened from all my time in here.
Mycirus knows it couldn't be that easy, but now that you're free, maybe we can trap a guard or something, trick them.
Well, hang on. I recognize the words that you canted just now. Kara taught me the same thing. Do you think it would work? Could I try the enchantment again?
You could certainly try.
Okay. Um, my memory is a little foggy. Can you help me with the pronunciation of the incantation? I say the words to her. I think it's like this.
He says that's close. Make sure to enunciate. The L's are quite tricky.
Oh, it always tricks me up. Okay. I say the incantation fully and face my hands towards myself. I feel imbued with strength. I then grab at her chains and try to pull once more. I guess I don't know. Maybe I didn't say it right. It's not working.
He spits. It's no use. When do the guards come around?
Uh, uh, it should be a while. They just dropped you off, so maybe in like 4 hours or something. They
All
don't
right.
bother us too much at night.
In that case, let's try to get some rest, and we can we can something. We can. You know what? I'll distract them and try to get them to stand close to the bars, and then you can grab them.
But even if I grab it, how are you going to get out?
I mean, they must have a key.
Yeah. All right. I lay down on my side of the cell. Yeah. I'm done playing it safe. We might as well try tomorrow.
He lays down. Make sure to sleep somewhere where it looks like you're chained up at least. Hopefully that we'll wake up in time for the guards.
I grab the chain while she's saying that. Kind of tuck it behind myself. All right. Good night, anything.
Good night, Lucius. We'll be free in the morning. The night goes forth with the Mark's loud snoring, just like always. Uh, in the morning, the cell block door opens, and the guard walks in with breakfast. He has a cart of sorts. Good morning. I haven't used this thing in such a long time. If we don't have a big prison here. All right, Mark, here's your grub. The governor is telling me that with all the new rabble in town that we might set you free for good behavior. Mark looks at him. Really? Really? When? When do you think they'll let me out? Well, the governor was saying maybe a week at the earliest. Or no, a week at the latest. He was saying you just have to get all the paperwork done. Mark gleefully eats his food and says, "Oh, this is amazing news! I can't wait to go home and see my family."
I speak up. Well, lucky you, Mark. Hey, when you get out of here, look at me so I can remember what you look like.
Mark laughs. Lucky me is right. Ha ha. Too bad it couldn't be you, but yeah. I'll come visit you, I guess.
Uh, that's nice of you, Mark. But I'm sure you'll have a new life.
The guard bangs on the cell bars. All right, that's enough. That's enough. Back up all the way again. And
I back up, adjusting the chains behind my back.
Anathame sits up, uh, waiting for the guard. The guard comes to y'all's cell. All right, we got two piping hot plates of slop today. He looks at you and looks at Anathame. Look at the lovely couple. Ah ha ha. He laughs to himself. He drops the plates and slides them under.
I say, yeah, lovely. I stay in my corner.
Anathame falls over and uh, yells in an agonizing scream. Oh, my side! Oh! She just keeps yelling loudly.
I
The
look at her in feigned shock. Anything? What's wrong? She needs help.
the guard, uh, shaky. Okay. Let me go get help. He begins to run out of the block.
I look at anything and whisper, "You ready?"
He sits up and looks at you. Damn, I was hoping he'd try to help by himself. Yeah, I'm ready.
I was thinking the same. I scoot up to the bowl of slop and scoot back, make sure my uh, chains are hidden. I have the bowl in my hands, piping hot.
Anathame crawls over to the corner near the door. Here, hopefully they'll one will be distracted by me. You think you can take the other one?
Yeah, I can do that.
Two cards come in. Yeah, she was in pain. I don't know what's wrong with her. All right, rookie, let me take care of this, the other guard says. He looks in the cell and sees Anathame laying there and you in the back. All right, Lucius, you stay right there. Rookie, you make sure Lucius doesn't have any funny ideas. I'll take care of the woman. He
Say, hurry up! I think she's dying.
he hurries up and looks at his keys, and he unlocks the door, swings it open, and kneels down to assess Anathame's condition, while the rookie faces you with his back to Anathame and the captain.
I get up and lunge toward the guy watching me with my bowl of slop in hand, going towards his face.
Go ahead and roll unarmed.
Fail.
Right.
I get up not fast enough, and the bowl drops out of my hand, smashing onto the floor, slop everywhere.
The rookie guard is flat-footed and is surprised to see that you're out of your chains. He is slow to respond. The captain begins turning around and getting up before Anathame hooks her chained arms around his neck.
I look down, look up at the guard, and I rush him and just go for a full force tackle.
Go ahead and roll unarmed.
Critical.
The guard, he readies himself. Failure.
I tackle him down to the ground and grip him with my hand around his throat.
The rookie drops his baton and reaches for the captain. The captain being choked by the chains of Anathame. The captain tries to struggle out of the chains, but Anathame's grip is sure.
I get up and rush towards that guard and grab the keys.
Anathame yells out, "Quick! Unlock my chains!" The rookie begins to get on his feet, dazed from the tackle.
I'm scrambling and trying to shift the key into place to unlock her chain.
The chains, the lock clicks open and the chains loosen, freeing Anathame, but the guard captain is also now let free from the chains. The rookie steps up to you and, lacking his baton, tries to kick you in the side.
I've used 4 AP if we're counting. I just want to go.
Oh, it's like round 3 or some trash.
I try to slip out of the way. Success.
All right.
I easily managed to get out of the way of his attack and get onto a more advantageous side of him. But I do fall to the ground doing so.
The guard captain tries to stand up, but Anathame is trying to drag him to the ground. Anathame kicks his shin out from under him and decides to stay on the ground with him and pin him down.
I go to the pinned down guardsman and take a stomp at his head.
Roll unarmed.
Failure.
The the guardsman, the captain, sees your stomp coming and grabs your foot and twists it. Make an athletics roll.
Success.
The guardsman twists it far enough to set you off balance, tumbling back to the ground, while the rookie guardsman scrambles in the cell in the hay looking for his baton, and he finds it and grabs it.
I pick myself back up, looking to the baton wielding one.
The captain looks at Anathame, his eyes wide. He's not fast enough to react to her next move. Anathame wrestles the baton from his belt and tries to pull it free, but the captain has secured it well that morning. The rookie charges at you with his baton. Success.
I try to block or get a hold of the baton. Failure.
The baton strikes you in your right arm as you try to catch it, dealing 1 damage. Go ahead and make an endurance roll.
Okay. Success.
It hurts, but no further
I
damage.
report back. I lunge forward at the rookie. Success.
The rookie's too slow to respond.
I grab the baton out of his hand. Was that a success for the rookie?
He failed the opposed roll. He succeeded, but wasn't high enough.
Right. Okay. Okay. I grab the baton and I, with my left arm, grab at his left arm. Just squeeze, rip it. And with my right arm, grab the baton from him.
The captain, on the floor, against his better judgment, decides to draw his gladius and put an end to matters once and for all. Anathame leaps at the chance, tries to steal it from his grip. She grabs a hold of the gladius, but her lips or her fingers slip free as the captain shoves her off.
I look at this, Anathame, and I rush the captain and swing my baton. That is success, I believe. Yeah, success. No, critical.
He blocks the baton with his gladius. Regular success.
You say blocks it with the gladius?
Regular success.
Okay. I keep pressing through and knock the gladius out of his hand. Opposed combat style.
The gladius flies out of his hand towards Anathame and lands at her feet. The unarmed rookie tries to get out of the cell and call for help. But Anathame is able to interpose herself between the door and him. The captain is left in bewilderment, not sure what to do. His eyes dart back and forth, while Anathame, wielding the gladius, slices at the rookie. And with no weapons in hand, the rookie just shields himself with his arms. Okay. Anathame slices the gladius across the rookie's face, and the rookie falls to the floor in a pool of blood. The captain, unarmed, raises his hands. I surrender.
I look at the captain and and says, "I don't want to hurt you, but can't have you making noise." I swing the club at him. Success.
Uh, he falls over, out cold.
Okay.
Anathame bends down and checks the pulse of the rookie. He's alive. We should probably She looks around. Here, grab that towel over there. It's dingy, but it'll stop the bleeding.
I grab the towel, bring it over to the rookie, and place it around his wound.
Make a first aid roll.
Success. I wrap it tightly, managing to at least stop the flow of the blood for now. If I don't do it, and I turn toward Mark so I can actually see his face from here. Mark, we'll come back for you. Or we'll maybe, sorry, Mark, maybe I'll see you one day.
He looks at you and Anathame, some blood spattered about. Like, yeah, just leave. I don't want you to ruin anything. I'm getting out in a week.
Okay. See you, Mark. And I look at Anathame. Come on, let's go. I start running.
She follows you. We can't be too careful. There may be some guards outside.
I start slow down my pace. You're right. And I go down a corridor and look for some steps that might lead up out of here.
While you look for a way out, I'm gonna grab the armor off of these guards. It'll definitely help us.
I look back. I can't believe I didn't think of that. And I look around. I think I remember it being this way. Look down the hallway. I see the steps.
She's grabbing the armor and trying to take it off of the bodies. You keep a lookout, and no peeking over here, all right?
Wait, what? Oh, yeah, fine. And
After
then a thought occurs to me: does she not wear anything under her armor? What? And then I keep going.
the about 5 minutes pass before she comes out, clad in the captain's armor. All right, now you go change. I'll keep a lookout.
All right. I go down the corridor, make it back to the cell, look at the rookie, and start removing the armor. Eventually, I get it off, manage to put it on myself. Oh, it's been a while since I wore shoes.
So Anathame calls out to you from down the hall. Don't dilly-dally over there. I know the hoplite plate may be sentimental, but we need to get going.
All right. And I catch up to her. Okay, up these steps. And I go up one at a time, kind of hunched over.
She follows you. He looks at you. Here, since you're going first, you take the gladius. I'll use the baton.
I gladly accept the gladius. Hand her the baton.
Yeah, I think we can stop here.
Okay. Oh, dude, honestly, I might take a break from videos until I figure this out.
I should just come over there and help you figure it out because I don't know. Couple things. Shoot, there was something that you did there. I was like, that's not. Oh yeah. At one point you were prone from evading, but then you just got up and went and did something, which is
yeah,
against the rules. Read the manual.
I was looking through special effects, like,
Yeah, you definitely need to have some cheat sheets to play Mythras. I'm trying to think the best way to kind of do it. Probably if you keep it. What's the word? So we should have something to signify that you're out of action points.
Yeah. Wait, are we still recording, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. I was counting at first, and then when you said like, oh, it's round 3, I don't even know. I just stopped counting action points.
Yeah, I was keeping track of them a little bit, but I wasn't really signifying to you whether someone had action points or the new round was starting or anything like that. So we should look into that. I I think the initiative was fine. I didn't want to roll initiative.
Yeah, that's fine. We could just say something like um if I'm out of action points, I would say Lucius uh or say like I spent all my energy. I catch my breath or something. And it's like, oh, he's out of action points.
Or even just when you're describing your action, um, you can just say, like, for example, your last action is a parry, right? You know, you can signify something like, I, I don't know how you would say that. I'm trying to think. Um, in a last ditch effort, I bring my blade up to block it or something like that. Um, I don't know. We'll have to work on that. The other thing is like with like special effects and things like that. Um,
Really gotta have a cheat sheet. This is
well, all you really have to do is so when you attack, you say like I swing, I will do whatever, right? And then I'll just say, okay, they do this or they do that, basically signifying whether they did parry or whether they didn't, or whether they did try to resist or anything like that. And then I think you just say you roll, you roll first, you say success or failure, and then I say my person tries to block it or whatever, I roll success or failure. And then from
okay.
there, we know what kind of special effects are supposed to happen.
Hmm.
I think that you shouldn't narrate there. You should roll, or you should say
Yeah.
just like if you got a special effect, you should just say make a endurance roll or make a brawn roll or make whatever roll I have to make, right? And then you also
Right.
roll location and damage, and then I'll tell you whether I succeeded or failed. And once you have all that information, then you can describe the outcome.
Okay, that'll be a lot better. And for those watching, this is probably the first time that we're doing combat and trying to get all of this as much in character as possible. So, well, we've done it before, but hmm,
Yeah, this is the largest combat we've done. You and three other people, and then it's not just one side. Like you have someone on your side.
yeah.
Um, the so I guess the standard would be say it's like your turn. I lunge at the captain with my gladius,
Mhm.
success, and then what's it called? Then me, as I would say, the captain raises his shield. He didn't have a shield, but say captain
Yeah.
raises his shield to meet your gladius, and I would say failure, right? And now you would not narrate anything yet. You would
Right. I
say,
would just say make, you know,
yeah, make whatever
make whatever
roll, and
endurance,
then
whatever.
I roll that, and while I'm rolling that, you also roll your location and your damage, and I'll tell you if success or fail, and then from there you narrate what happens.
Narrative. Right. Okay. Yeah. 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 We'll have to practice. We'll have to
Yeah,
do that next time. Also, I always forget how unarmed combat works. So, like, do I still damage him?
yeah, you
It's
do
just
1d3 damage
1d3 plus the damage modifier, or
plus
no?
your damage modifier, of course.
Because it's my strength. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you pretty much always use your damage modifier unless you're using like a crossbow or something that it literally makes no sense. The only thing that doesn't use your damage modifier that I'm like interesting is like the sling. The sling doesn't use your damage modifier, which is interesting to me.
Hmm. Interesting.
I guess
I
it
would.
makes sense because you're not like you like flinging it as hard as you can doesn't really make the sling go. It's like the whipping.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, a scrawny guy could probably sling it just as fast.
I mean, let's
Maybe
be
not
real.
quite
It
as
makes
hard.
sense. It makes sense, right? Scrawny David, he took out Goliath. He didn't need no damage modifier for that.
Yeah. I don't need no damage modifier. But
um,
I am quickly realizing that we're gonna need a cheat sheets for these special effects, and not just that. Like, I need to get familiar with them,
oh yeah.
because some of them are kind of multifaceted. It's like, yeah, it's a simple opposed roll, but then it's also like, oh, the difficulty is dependent on your damage modifier, so you have to figure out how many steps away you are from the other guy. Like, oh, okay.
Oh really? Like oh yeah, there are
Yeah,
some like
for
that.
like disarm opponent. Yeah.
That's based off your damage modifier. Is that
Um.
disarm or take weapon?
Oh, you know what? I guess it's not as important for disarm opponent. That's just it. It's flung a distance equal to your damage modifier in meters. Okay, I must have been thinking of another one. I don't know, but we'll have to look at those and get familiar with them.
Yeah, for sure. Um,
I'll just stick to a few, till I get them down.
mhm.
Add a few more.
I don't think that like what's it called like spacing or like where everyone was a problem. I thought it was really easy to see where everyone was in my mind.
Yeah, yeah, that was fine. Uh,
I'm gonna put a window capture over here so there's something for people to look at.
yeah,
There we go.
yeah. I started to feel nervous. I'm like, oh, I wish I was more practiced. This combat started to feel a little janky, but I still think it's a good combat system. It's we're able to take those weapons from them. We're able to do all these kinds of things. The action points means I can do, you know, fight two guys at once.
Yeah. Um, they only have 2 action points each. I just like yeah, we'll give them that.
Yeah.
And same with Anathame.
Hmm.
How many action points do you have? Is it 2 or 3?
Four.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you're a like pulp character
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, yeah, we definitely figure out something to say when you're out because I was running it like you had three.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I should be speeding around everywhere. As long as I'm not failing all my rules, then yeah, I'll be speeding around everywhere.
hmm There was some other stuff with the combat. So yeah, you didn't know how much your fists did, like your unarmed damage, and
Yeah.
then
So,
you have to know how much each weapon does, which honestly will come with time. Like I can tell you what every single weapon in D&D does. It's stupid.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, we got familiar with D&D back in the day, so we'll we'll memorize everything after a while here too.
mhm, mhm. With the excuse me, the one thing that I think I need to stop doing is usually when there's like an NPC in a scene, I'll have them come up with ideas. I think I want to stop doing that because I feel like it's kind of stealing something from you as a player.
Um, are you thinking of like when Anathame said, "Let's take the armor"? Because
Um,
I think that's a
no, that
natural thing that she would think of, you know.
that was natural. I was thinking more where she came up with the plan and was like, oh, we'll lure the guards in here and you can grab them.
Okay, I could see that. I could see either way. I see what you're saying. Then again, if she didn't say that, Lucius might have kept sitting in there for another month. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. It makes sense for NPCs to come up with something. It's like
Yeah,
it would be less realistic if the player characters were the only ones coming up with ideas.
yeah, it's not a bad thing in and of itself. I see what you mean though, but yeah,
If the captain was able to draw that Gladius, y'all probably would have died.
yeah. I was like, wait, Gladius? Oh shoot, this is it. This is it, bro. I've been really lucky. I mean, I was in prison, but I've been really lucky to be alive.
Yeah. Hmm.
Uh, this is my second close call, at least, if not more than that.
That's true.
I forget I have luck points every time.
Yeah, I know.
It's because I'm always trying to think in character. You know, it's not like in your character's mind you think I'm going to choose to re-roll my action. You know, so I have to keep that in mind because I never think about that.
Yeah. I think you can kind of narrate it in such a way, or really you don't have to narrate it at all. You can just roll, say, I don't like
Yeah,
that roll, and just re-roll. You
yeah,
know?
yeah,
I
exactly.
think that's really the play there if you're going to be using those. So, in conclusion, you read the manual, um, and then more structure to a combat round where you start, you do something, you roll whatever you need to roll to do that thing. If it's opposed, after you say success or failure, if it's opposed, the person opposing will, or I'll narrate if they're opposing or not, and then roll, and then I'll tell
Mhm.
you success or failure. And then no narration happens at that time.
Right,
You tell me what to roll if you get special effects, and I tell you what to roll if you get special effects.
right.
And then after all special effects outcomes are um, calculated, I guess. I don't know, it's not really calculation, but we just figure out what's happening. And then, of course, location and damage. Then the narration happens. Oh, and in cases where it's how do I say, where it's like both successes, like there's no special effects or anything like that, I think it's fine for the initiator to narrate what happens.
Yeah, I
Like we had
can
the
see
one
that.
where you had a critical success and I had a regular success. That technically is not the same thing, so you already have a critical success, right? That would move to okay, tell me what to roll.
Hmm.
Um, but if
Right.
it was like double success, right, then you could just say, oh yeah, I throw my fist, you bring your forearms together to block the hit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that at that time, I think it's fine for you to just describe what the other character does.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah.
fine.
If yeah. So overall, it was all combat related stuff that we're wanting to improve after this session.
Yeah, I don't think any of the other parts of the session. I think they went fine. What do you think?
Yeah, it was fine.
I'm trying
Um,
to.
I
Uh,
created Mark.
yes, I like Mark. He's so excited to get out. Do
I
you?
was I was just imagining like, let's see if the key will unlock his cell, and he's like, no, no, no. You know.
Did it feel strange? I didn't think it was overstepping any bounds to just start like a month later in your cell, like at the beginning.
Um, no, I think that's fine. I was like, hmm, yeah. I didn't think about it for a second, but yeah, that's fine because I'm in a cell. What am I gonna do? You know.
Yeah, I mean, you
But
got
then again,
captured. There's a lot of stuff that could happen in between, right? Like you could try and stage an escape. Um,
yeah,
but
that's true.
to me, it's like at the in between the end of the last session and the beginning of the next session. I think that gives the game master more freedom to describe. Like obviously not that that your characters when you made all these decisions, but oh this
Hmm.
is what naturally happened.
Hmm.
I don't know. I guess
Then
that's something
again,
you could talk about.
that's definitely that could be a whole video. But yeah, I think I probably could have described some things, but like, what was I going to do? I wasn't fighting against those guards or mercenaries or whatever anymore. I was
Yeah.
going. I was going to my cell. Um, I probably could have described some things that happened while I was waiting, and then just said I resign myself and just wait, and then you could have time skipped a month after I say that.
Yeah,
But
that's true.
eh, you know, it didn't hurt nobody really. But
All
yeah,
right.
I think we usually don't spend too much time in combat. I don't know if that was a lot. I don't think it was, but if it was, it's just because I think really it's just me just getting used to the combat.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to keep track of things because I have Hanu's combat tracker from the Mythras Discord. But as I was looking at it while we were playing, I was like, this is really not that useful because it's made in such a way where you can track like everybody's stuff, but like I'm not tracking your stuff. I don't care.
Yeah.
And really, it's so easy to remember stuff is happening when you're playing like the 4D style. Like I don't have
Hmm.
to. Well, I guess maybe it's more difficult, but like I don't have to remember that the rookie is prone. He's just like that's what happened last time. It's been like
Yeah.
maybe a couple seconds,
Yeah.
like 45 seconds maybe since his turn came up.
Yeah.
So it's easy to
It's annoying.
remember. One thing that I'll probably just use pen and paper because it's annoying to kind of like do it on a computer, but keep track of how many rounds for fatigue, keep track of action points.
That's
You know,
another thing. It's fatigue. I don't even know how many rounds it was.
yeah, I didn't
I
count.
I probably would have been fine because my endurance is 90, and I make
What?
all endurance rolls at one step easier. So yeah,
What? Are you serious?
yeah,
So I
that's
did the
probably
math
why.
for that already. If anything above 95 is kind of just gravy because 96 to 100 is always a failure. But if you have a 95% endurance, then you will on average go 20 rounds before failing one fatigue roll.
How many? So that's a minute 40 seconds. Oh, 20 round.
20
Yeah,
rounds. Is that a
it's.
minute? No, no, no.
I think it's a minute 40.
That's like 2.5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
It's 5 seconds per round.
Yeah,
Yeah. Wait.
I see. Okay.
No, no. That is a minute 40, right? Five
Yeah.
seconds per round. 20 rounds. That's 100 seconds. Yeah, a minute 40.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. That 90 endurance is probably why I suck at everything else. I think I got 90 endurance, 85 combat style, something like that.
That's right. I remember you built your guy like a tank. And then this is the first time there's been some real combat going on.
Yeah, it's just unarmed is like 40 something.
Mm,
So yeah, as long as he's got his weapon, he's okay.
yeah,
He
that's
never
true.
runs out of energy. But anyway, nobody watching cares about that.
the There was something else. So another thing with combat is in Mythras, there's a lot of things that in other systems you just kind of gloss over. But in Mythras, it takes time. Like readying your weapon is one action point, which I think I
True.
glossed over with Anathame. Um,
Oh, yeah.
Standing up is an action point. Picking a weapon
Yeah.
up off the ground is actually two action points. One to bend down and grab the weapon, and then another one to get back up.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you're right next to something, they're right in front of your face, and you bend down to grab a weapon, they're not going to let you do that.
Yeah, for
They can
sure.
knock you over or stab you in the face or whatever. It sounds like it's too much, but it's not. You know.
Hmm. All right, well, that's about all I can think about right now. I'm sure I'll remember something just like always. And I put up at
Yeah.
the cover of Mythras so that people have something to look at while we were talking.
Oh, okay. Good. All right. I think that covers it. Thanks for watching, y'all. Take care.
Bye.